Hello and welcome to final round lead card coverage from the 2018 United States Disc Golf Championship presented by Innova Disc Golf. We are here in beautiful Rock Hill, South Carolina on the grounds of Winthrop University. BigSexy commentary, Nate Sexton and Jeremy Koling.
And if you didn't already know, now you know this is our Super Bowl. Paul McBeth is a 5-stroke clearance between James Conrad and Kevin Jones, and you are 8 strokes back on the lead card of the last round. Should be an exciting round. Anything can happen on any hole at Winthrop Gold. But Paul McBeth has displayed that he has got all the shots to attack this course in the best possible way.
Absolutely. Hole 1, par 3 in the B position on top of the stump. Flex forehand is really your only hope.
4-time world champion and 2015 United States champion. Please welcome from Huntington Beach, California, Paul McBeth.
Nice gallery on hand.
And this is the first USDGC in recent memory where we have had 4 days precipitation free. It's kind of nice to be reminded why it's so lovely to be in Rock Hill, South Carolina, the first week of October every year.
Paul with the Firebird sneaks it just inside the hay bales.
And just dancing along the edge of the circle, finishes right at that 32 feet, 11-inch range.
From Greenwood, Arkansas, Kevin Jones.
Kevin Jones, his second USDGC, made the lead card last year after the first round, so he's not a stranger to this lead card presence here.
Although final round is a little different feeling than second round, I will say that.
Without question.
Not to say I believe he's ready. You can see there his previous scores, a par, 2 pars and a birdie on hole 1.
That is a nice looking flick there just around the outside edge tree, inside the bullseye. That's exactly how you draw it up.
Yeah, and he goes with a cool play there. Overstable putter, really not a flex shot at all. He just hammers it straight and gets that nice finish.
Yeah, if you have that shot, if you can throw a slow mid-range with that much control, there's no better play because you're just bringing... You're taking the ceiling out of play.
Virginia, James Conrad.
Taking the big skip out of play, too. And we've seen 2 straight early shots for James here on this one. He is not quite committed to the flex. Let's see if he can make the adjustment today. And just that high ceiling, but a good redirection. Oh, wow. That had no chance until it got that little nick. What a break.
Yeah, a little inside, a little too high.
United States champion and 2018 Canadian champion. Please welcome from Corvallis, Oregon, Nate Sexton.
And this is 3 out of 4 years final round lead card for you. Is that correct?
Yeah, at least that. I've got 4 top 5s in the last 5 years.
That's pretty good.
This is a little short.
Okay.
But I got lucky.
Yeah, slightly obstructed putt maybe with the, or at least something at your back. Oh, and that's the first miss we've seen from McBeth on hole 1.
My birdie look from about 25.
Oh, that needs to sit. Oh, and rolling right back to you. That's actually worse. Oh, man. That is not the way you'd like to start, especially with McBeth giving a little bit of daylight there. Oh. What a comeback putt. And that group across the water there, right? That's our group. And I saw that putt, and I thought that was for birdie. So I heard the big applause. It sounded like a birdie applause.
It was probably bigger than a birdie applause just because the crowd's feeling it with me as it rolls backwards. So they were happy for me. It felt good to make that, get a nice save.
And James finally taking the birdie on this other placement. He birdied the hole in the first round, as you saw just a few moments ago with that graphic.
Paul in for par, and Kevin just parks it. Easy birdie.
And 2 players with the best chance to track him down of taking that 5-stroke lead and turned it into 4.
Hole 2, par 4, 629 feet straight up the middle with the low ceiling, low backhand, low forehand, and backhand roller are all available plays. You've got a hazard area on the right next to the fence. If you were to clear the fence, that's out of bounds. And then you've also got the out of bounds parking lot on the left. Once you do get to the green, you got to worry about being a little bit too much right, and you're going to have these pillars in your way on the putt. They don't look like much of an obstacle, but trust me, they can be really tricky to get around.
And with all these obstacles and the low ceiling and the out of bounds, this is actually the second easiest hole. One of the few holes actually here at Winthrop Gold that averages below par at 3.74.
Good shot from Kevin there.
Nice turnover line. One of the
He
best.
kind of hit a tree, actually, but it took a really nice kick.
Okay.
But the result is good.
Absolutely. And James fighting through the bush and the limbs and everything, and he's going to have an open look, maybe a slightly obstructed run-up.
Paul's just been lazy in his Thunderbird.
Yeah, that might be too far, which is just crazy to think. It's not too far.
It's
but
perfect.
wow.
Yeah, you couldn't really see it on Kevin's shot. Kevin's shot actually hit the first tree on the right, but then it kicked back towards center. I'm going with Sidewinder roller. And there was a little bit of a left to right wind here, which had me nervous about the hazard
Yeah,
area.
for sure. That needs to curl up quick.
That is it. That's a penalty. It's pretty good design there to make it so you can't just throw that shot without thinking and hit the fence. I think the hazard is a good design element on this hole.
I totally agree with that. And Kevin with a really nice turnover here just to stay away from the parking lot. Using that fence, well, at least having the fence there as a backstop.
Yeah, making the right safe play over there. Give himself a putt.
One of the most important parts of developing your game as a professional is knowing how to make the best possible mistake if you are going to make a mistake. What side is it going to be to? Paul really just makes this hole so easy with these big drives. This Nova approach is looking absolutely perfect, and it is. Be able to control that nose-up angle so that when a Nova hits the ground, it just stops on a dime. And a really solid approach. That should be a tap-in par.
James lining it up from 38.
Count it. Oh, yeah.
Playing a couple rounds with James at this tournament, really all year, but at this tournament especially, he has been on fire with that stepper. Great birdie from Paul.
Huge putt from James. Look at that. Just applying the pressure early. 2 down through 2.
Hole 3, par 3, 389, going downhill with hazard rules. You've got the hazard wrapping all the way around the pin on the right side as well. So if you have enough distance to get to the basket, you better be straight and even with it. Otherwise, you're going to be putting from that hazard area with a penalty. Backhand putter, backhand mid-range, or forehand driver are the likely plays. I think this is a putter from Kevin.
Yeah, I mean, if it's inside 400 feet, it's most likely going to be a putter. And it's just, if you want to get really good at disc golf really quick, learn how to do that shot. If you can throw a putter straight 350 feet, that just opens the door for so many scoring opportunities.
This is getting overstable. Needs to sit.
Yeah, James has had some issues with some overstable JKs. I think that he's just not quite as comfortable. He's been throwing these flippy ones for a long time, and he might have a new one in rotation right now that he just isn't comfortable with.
Paul attacking the basket here. Thought I hit that branch.
Oh, that would have been disaster.
Luckily, I didn't.
And the soft skip, which usually collects right down there at the bottom of the hill towards the edge of the circle. Well, you can add one more clip to that coverage.
Watch him just seamlessly clear the rope as it's still flying.
You gotta love it. And a good solid putt there. Uphill straddle putts, man. I know you're a straddle putter, but for someone who's a traditional style, uphill straddle putts just seem a little bit harder to get it all the way up. It seems like the cage is in the way a lot.
Yeah.
On those putts.
Couple good birdies there, and James with a fantastic save. Hole 4, par 4, 444 feet. This one you want to go as far as you comfortably can up the middle. Try to get near this tree that's in the sun, and even a little right of it if you can. You got to get around this mando tree to the left side. This big tree is the mandatory. And then the green is in this little cove on the right. Really, really hard to access from anywhere other than the ideal distance. I mean, you could be a lot of different distances away from the pin, but if you're not far enough off the tee, you just can't get around that tree, and you can't really make a play for the green.
Yeah, unless you're Josh Anthon and you have some crazy flick roller in the bag, it's almost impossible to access unless you're in that ideal landing zone.
Kevin's going to show us the forehand around the outside. This is a good play, and that has almost all the distance you would want.
Yeah, you can still work with that. It's just going to take a big skip shot, and it's going to be hard to get all the way to the pin, but I would say the 10-meter circle is easily accessible from that drive. And Paul has just been lacing this hole.
That's fantastic.
Yep. Overstable destroyer, slipe at an Anheuser. Perfect.
I'm going with a slightly beat up Excalibur. You would love to be a little bit longer.
Just a little bit. You can still make it dance, but that's going to be tricky. Oh, no.
Yeah, James hit that ceiling, a kind of a stick. He kind of tripped over a stick on his way onto the tee pad. He was pretty frustrated.
Yeah, that's a tough spot to save par, but that's a good recovery shot.
This was a really good forehand. Kevin with that putter.
Putter?
And this was a fantastic
Oh my gosh.
shot. He wasn't even in, he was in okay position, but not great.
Wow.
He just fired that thing perfect.
That was an amazing shot. And that was a really good shot as well. That's going to get you inside the circle-ish. Paul from that just ideal landing zone.
Going destroyer. He was a little frustrated there. He said he just couldn't get this shot to go anywhere but too long. He's just always getting back in that back corner.
Yeah, I'm surprised he didn't go Firebird for that approach there.
James with a nicely shaped shot.
Yeah, that's a good way to give himself a good opportunity to save par.
My birdie putt from about 30.
So you make the uphill straddle putt from Circle's Edge, but missed the downhill one.
And that was to go perfect on hole 4, so it hurt doubly.
Oh yeah, sure. You know, it's funny how often we think about, each shot when we play disc golf is about that hole that's in front of you, but we so often think about how we've done for the whole tournament and collect our scoring averages and exchange stories after the tournament's over. Oh, Kevin a bit tentative. He smiles about it, but it's in there.
And we saw Paul hit a big birdie putt. James to save par here. James with a miss, taking bogey, par for me, and birdie for Kevin and Paul. On to hole 5, par 5, 1,083 feet. This one has the water clearance to start. Try to get as far up the fairway as you can, then play a big hyzer, forehand, straight shot, whatever you want to eat up as much distance as possible down this narrow fairway. Ideally, you'd like to finish pretty close to the water, but obviously not in it. And then go for that crossing shot, making sure you stay inside the mandatory pole on the right side. You have to cross the water to attack this green. I don't know if you saw, but in the PDGA article, Kevin said he was considering a 3 attempt here.
And going into this round, I heard that he was going to try to attack the green in 2 if he got anywhere near the ditch. And that's a monster drive. Not in position to go for it. That tree that you see by the spotter is 466, and he's easily 100 feet short of that. He's got to be 540 feet from the edge of the water. But, I mean, that's an ideal landing zone.
Yeah.
Speaking of ideal landing zone, these are cute, monstrous drives. So you've gone par, par, par on this hole.
Yeah, I've been across each time, but I think I was in the circle once, but missed the putt. I wasn't happy with that drive. Again, safer than I was looking for. It got a little too high.
And James falling to 7 back. After the bogey on hole 4, he's going to need to play clean from here, and he's going to need some help from Paul if he wants to get back in this. It's a great-looking low drive. That's a little bit wider than it looked from the initial angle, and the really unfortunate roll to get on the other side of the tree. It's going to make a very awkward approach.
James, big hyzer. This has plenty of height to clear those trees that I hit.
And that's all you're looking for right there. It's well within range to attack the pin.
I'm going with a mid-range here.
And that's what you can do when you have big distance with the mid-range. You can do that. But also, if you cut off so much distance off the tee, it allows you to check up and throw something that doesn't have much skip, much fade.
Yeah, Kevin going even a putter,
Just
I think.
a putter. His play is driver, putter, putter.
Mm-hmm.
Which is, I don't think many people have really ever done that on hole 5.
I don't think so.
So foot behind the tree, big flex sidearm with the destroyer. This is looking fantastic. Oh, the crowd loves it. What's not to love? That was an awesome shot.
One of my best of the tournament for sure. It was kind of a do or die moment. I had an awkward stance, and I thought I was pretty sure I could clear it. I wasn't really hoping to park it.
Yeah.
I kind of did.
Yeah, 400 feet plus, I think, on that sidearm.
And Paul needs this to rise.
Oh, and that is never crossing. He's going to have to go to the edge, and he's going to have that to get up and down for a bogey. Look at that line.
It's so strange to see putters thrown on this hole. Like when Kevin's shot comes out of his hand, I'm like, oh, terrible.
Yeah.
You're just used to people throwing drivers.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like with all that hyzer, it's going water for sure.
It's just
and then it just stands up perfect, just how he wanted it to.
Exactly. James getting over it. I didn't see. Is this that purple disc or is that a putter?
MD4.
Well, that's going to be a birdie. Big moment for Paul. Do not want to show any light to Kevin after parking the shot here. Best case scenario is he drops 2 strokes.
Ends up outside the circle there.
He's going to have to work for it.
34-footer.
And off left, that's going to be a 3-stroke swing here. Just like that, Kevin's going to be 1 back.
Wow.
And Kevin is 5 under through 5?
4. He missed the putt on hole 4.
No, he made the putt on 4.
Oh, he did. You're right.
Yeah.
It was James that missed the putt. Yeah,
he's 5 under through 5.
My fault. It just felt like he missed it because he sloshed it in.
And look at that. Look at the score change, a 1-stroke separation. James getting back in the mix, only 4 strokes back.
Yeah. Costly mistake there from Paul. See how he recovers, because I just did not see that coming at all, that he was going to come up short there with that forehand.
Yeah.
Really the last thing you can afford to do.
That brings you back into the mix, in the picture as well.
A little bit. Hole 6, par 3, 371, going to the beach. This one, if you go out of bounds left or right or long, you're going to a drop spot, 45-foot death putt straight at the water. So you really want to keep this drive low and straight and just take those skips over onto the sand. It is humid out there.
It is. And this is a putter, ladies and gentlemen. 371-foot hole putter.
That's crazy. What kind of putter is it?
It's a jokery.
They're overstable.
Yeah, I mean, come on. Like, that's insane.
Yeah. Not a disc class I would consider throwing it at this spot.
And look at the way he's turning his hips. It's not like he's opening up and unleashing some sort of furious shot. He's just turning and throwing a normal-looking shot, but it just happens to be a putter.
There is a great break for me. I absolutely shanked that drive OB, caught the trees, and dropped safe.
James, the nice looking line here. Only problem could be if it was too straight, but that's not too straight. That is perfect.
Beautiful shot from James, down the hill, into the circle. Paul with a Metal Flake T-Bird 3. Got
Low.
the width on it this time.
Yep, low and wide and perfect skipping onto the beach. Good opportunity to run a putt here.
That's what I was thinking, but it didn't come out quite as crisp as I needed, but it felt like one I could throw in.
Yeah, it's there's nothing behind it besides sand, so there's no worry of running.
Kevin for birdie.
Oh, man.
Just a little bit left from 35.
And James is in for his birdie. Good recovery after the unfortunate bogey on 4 with birdie on 5-6.
And Paul with a chance to get a little bit of that breathing room back. Losing three strokes of a 4-stroke lead is kind of like getting the wind knocked out of you, like in the way that you feel.
Sure.
So that's a big birdie to come back, and it feels really good to claw one back and kind of go, okay, like it's not. I didn't just blow it. I'm all right. I can steady the ship here.
Sure.
Hole 7, par 3, 284 through the Triple Mando. You have to pass through this gate, or you're going to one of 2 drop spots. You get the choice between them, but they're both terrible, and you're going to get a 4 if you miss the Mando. So just make sure that you get it low and straight. Worst case scenario, hit the bamboo and pitch through for your 3. If you're lucky, you sometimes hit the bamboo and roll right to the middle, and you have a manageable putt even.
James going to go with his Tour Series JK AVR. A lot of turn. Don't think it's going to get enough hyzer. And yeah,
Maybe a makeable putt, though.
I'm going to call that. He got bamboozled.
Paul's just been lacing this one.
Jeez, yeah. You gotta love it when out of your hand you know nothing could possibly happen. I mean,
Yeah,
a bird could have swooped out of the air and maybe hit it. That's
maybe like a lightning strike or something.
yeah, those are the 2 things I can see that could have stopped that from being in the perfect parked position.
This one, maybe not even a lightning strike would stop.
I mean, how easy is this course if you can just throw a straight putter on all these shots? I mean, unbelievable. Approach on 2, drive on 3, approach on 4, approach on 5 and 6, approach on 6 and 7. I mean, unbelievable.
Yeah.
Yeah. 3 inside the bullseye.
James, 4 birdie, roughly 45 feet. Just the bamboo maybe a little bit too much in the way for his kind of comfortable stance.
Bit awkward.
He'll have to settle for par. And the rest of us, easy birdies. Hole 8, par 4, 697 feet. This one's got a few trees. Unlike most of the holes on this course, you've got to go and navigate a gap. Right side backhand, left side forehand, both available. You have to watch out for this little area of OB on the left. Also, the fence line is OB the entire length of the fairway. You do have a mandatory pull here on the right so that you aren't allowed to take a hyzer over the baseball field. You've got to hit this low gap with either a forehand skip shot or a backhand roller to have any chance of getting up the hill as far right as the basket. Paul's going with a destroyer.
We've seen a couple different results from him so far. This one is looking kind of scary, like round 3 might be drifting towards the OB line, and it has 2 rounds in a row. And it's so strange to see him. The drives that he had during round 1 and 2 weren't ideal. They're too far right, but he did get up and down and get his birdie the first round. Surprised to see him make that correction. And Kevin with an overturned sidearm. This is going to have to move really far to the right, and it does not.
Yeah, that's going to go OB.
And that's going to be a really tough, low-ceiling, long shot to get up and down for his par. This is what you're looking for.
A little more conservative. I finally hit that tree that I just never hit. I always just say, I don't care if I hit it, I'll go around it or short of it.
Or hit it.
Or hit it, I guess. Whatever.
Well, I mean, if you hit that tree, you've already covered most of the distance that you're looking for anyway, so it's really not that big of a deal.
Yeah. Good shot from James. I'm going with the same X-Cal again here.
Low rip. That's looking great. This just needs to miss these Guardians up here on the green, and it does all the way up there. Fantastic.
James with the roller.
Stand up. Stand up.
He needs to start curling right now.
Yeah. Yeah, James.
And that last really thick grass stops it from maybe another 10, 15 feet. Great shot from James, though. This needs to get down.
Wow.
I have never seen that wall hit on that side. That's
he
a
made the
fortunate break.
mandatory,
Yep.
and we knew he was hitting the wall pretty high. We heard it, and we're like, I'm pretty sure that stayed in bounds, but it was a very scary shot.
If this can slow down, he just blows me away at how much steam he gets behind that forehand. It's unbelievable.
Well, he was way up there too. I mean, he was OB, but he was 100-some feet past where I landed.
Wow. Okay. A long combat putt for his par. And never really had a chance. That's going to be another bogey for Paul in the front 9. Door opening for Conrad. 5 back. Could be a 2-stroke swing, and it is.
Big time birdie from James.
Great birdie. 3 down on hole 8, correct?
Yeah, it was good year for me on hole 8.
Yeah, this is a really tough hole. Only the 8th hardest hole, but it's only because there's not that stroke and distance danger. It still averages 4.26, which on many courses would be one of the hardest holes on the course.
Yeah, it's one of the rare ones here where you're not going to take a 10, but a lot of people are going to take 5s.
Yeah. Not many people are birdieing a hole. It's 17% of the field.
Yeah, that's low. Hole 9, par 4, 685, Triple Island. You got the Lima Bean on the left here. You can go for that short landing zone. If you want to get a little more aggressive, play for the Kidney Bean in the middle. You don't really have the option to go for the Jelly Bean. Nobody's getting Jelly Bean off the tee. You pretty much have to stop at Kidney Bean no matter what your play is.
That's
if you go Lima first, you're going to go Kidney second, and then try to cross into the Jelly to finish it.
A lot of people got jellied. I don't know what that means, but it was the hardest hole, averaging, I want to hear a guess.
4.66.
4.94.
What?
Just under 5.
Wow, that's insane. Going back to that same yellow X-Cal, this shot is really the exact same shot as my last 2. Just throw a hard, low forehand.
That's a beautiful shot there. And I'm going to have to do some math here because Nate Perkins said this was going to be the hardest hole on the course for the week. And it wasn't for the first 2 rounds, but the last 2 rounds it has been.
It's making a late charge.
It's a $20 bet. So
James, Sidewinder does flex on him this time, and he's going to go to the drop zone.
you can see that anxiety. He knows each stroke is so important here. That drop zone is not a place that anyone wants to go.
Through the tree.
And did the
In
tree
bounds.
slowed it down just enough? If it didn't hit that tree, I think he's going out of bounds long.
I would believe it.
And Kevin with a really nice looking forehand. This has got to slow down too. I think it's got enough overstability. Oh, not quite enough. Man.
It's,
and
when you bring that flex in on this hole, I think it can get a little tough.
you just need to keep it hyzer.
And James from the drop zone, 365 feet or so.
And this is where this hole gets super dangerous. That's a great shot from James. Keep it in bounds.
Yeah, fantastic.
%48% of the field went above par on this hole. And of that 48%, half are over triple bogey or worse.
Wow.
It's one of those holes that gets in your head and it just is so hard to let go, trying to go for the jelly bean here in this last shot. I would know. I took an 11 on it.
Ouch. That's all I can really say is ouch.
It kind of ended my love for disc golf for about an hour and a half. I just kind of hated myself and the sport for a little while. And that's a good shot there.
Paul had a great approach. Mine is edge of circle.
And that's a good up and in. Perfect height there on that putt as it dropped in, dead center. This is a big putt here for James, a safe par. Huge save.
Clutch. Can't really overstate the pressure of this environment. This
Man.
course, this gallery, what's on the line, a United States Championship.
Last round, I mean, we're running out of holes here. These guys are chasing someone who's throwing a ton of really great shots, and Kevin, man, just not executing there. He needed that save. Paul's about to come up here. Short putt for birdie. And that's a two-stroke swing in the other direction. Now Kevin's going to be 4 strokes back. Still making up some ground on Paul in the front 9 overall, but he's got to be mistake-free in the back 9 if he wants a chance.
I agree with you. There you see our front 9 scores. Paul with that 7, really the story. And Kevin's super hot start, but then bogeys to finish the front 9. Here's a little check-in with our standings through 9 holes on our final day.
2 players, 4 back, and Nate still in striking range, 6 back, 9 holes to go. Back 9's crazy 9.
Hole 17's always waiting, so you can never give up out there at Winthrop.
As Kevin Jones and I say, back 9 snack time. It's going to be interesting to see how this whole thing wraps up. Be sure to join us in the back 9 of the 2018 USDGC.
Hey guys, thank you so much for tuning in to our USDGC coverage. It was the most ambitious effort yet, bringing you 2 cards every day on the next day. We've got some giveaways, Star Thunderbirds. This blue is going to be for liking and commenting on the front 9. Make sure you're subscribed to Jomez as well.
And this will be for the back 9, so make sure you like, leave comments, subscribe. Thank you so much for being active audience for us. We really appreciate it. Without you guys, none of this is possible. And
Wait a minute.
a special gift for our Patreon subscribers. We've got some exclusive USDGC media content, got some other goodies in this bag. So if you are a Patreon subscriber, you will be eligible to win this goodie bag.
Good luck.